Rage, protests, and demonstrations as South Africa paroles the former head of a covert unit during apartheid responsible for dozens of deaths. Eugene de Kock was granted parole despite being sentenced to 2 life terms and an additional 212 years in prison. During his testimony in the 90s, he recounted his unit's efforts to kill and torture anti-apartheid activists. CCTV's Angelo Coppola reports.
The Justice Minister's announcement earlier today signaled the fact, and he made it quite clear during the press conference, that he was using the law. There was no emotion involved, and he was sticking to the Constitution. When it came to Clive Derby-Lewis, he had a different position.
What is before me is a medical report of somebody else who happens to be an existing person who received treatment, similar treatment, at the same time as Mr. Derby-Lewis was in that hospital. And it's not clear to me, and according to him, that person then had to change his own name to another pseudonym or something of that nature. It's all very murky.
The Eugene de Kock release has been received with some amount of satisfaction by certain quarters.
Of course we're satisfied, we're happy, we might even be elated, but with consideration for the families or the victims of the past, to whom this might be a very sensitive day and emotional day even. So we'll celebrate responsibly.
I think it's never really a positive thing when we let people out of jail if all due process have been followed in the judicial system, if we let them out before the time that we had said they should be in prison for. And so I think it is quite a sad day that we see that people are coming out of prison before time.
The Justice Minister made mention of reconciliation and nation building in announcing the release of de Kock, something that has been disputed.
You know, we've been hearing this whole narrative around, this is good for nation building, it's good for reconciliation. And I think we need to also look back that many people feel quite shortchanged by our, our TRC process that we had. And so when we see these sort of things happen, I think it does not aid nation building and reconciliation in any way.
The announcement by the Justice Minister has received mixed reactions. Essentially, it's a 1 out of 3 for differing reasons. We'll wait and see what happens with the Clive Derby-Lewis case, but it seems that there's more to this than meets the eye. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in Pretoria.